Welcome everybody to the latest edition of Football Every Day, even though it happens only once a week. But today we have another show all about football, and we have with us today the lovely, talented, and most importantly, Manchester United fan, Deborah Henry, and of course, Shebby. Right?
Yeah.
So today, let's go straight into stuff, and we'll go into the weekend's results. Last weekend, we had the World Cup playoffs, so we'll start with Debs. Ireland, France. What do you think about the game?
Well, we were speaking about it last week, and I was really hoping that they were going to win this one. We were saying they were more resilient, the stronger team on the field, but no, they did not win. France won 1-0 by a goal kicked in by Nicola Anelka. So right now we're looking to France for the second game, where France obviously naturally have the home advantage. And Ireland, I really hope that they're going to take this one back. But we'll have to really see. They seem to be very confident. They seem to be, if you read all the newspapers, they seem to be very sure that they're going to win this one. And I'd like to believe in their confidence. I'd like to believe they're going to take this back. So I guess we'll have to see. But a lot of my friends were saying that while the Irish team is really passionate and they have passionate players, they perhaps lack the skilled individuals necessary. What do you think about that?
Very much so, Debs. I think you hit the nail on the head there. It is the highly talented individuals who will make a difference.
Yeah.
Yes, passion is very, very important, but I think at times there's got to be controlled emotion. And I think towards what happened at the end of the game, where there were players pushing and shoving each other, and a lot of words were exchanged. I mean, sets a nice tone for what is going to happen in Paris. But yes, the difference, Debs mentioned Nicola Anelka, and you look at Thierry Henry, Karim Benzema, Johan Gerkov, they're all highly talented individuals who can make one moment of magic, and that can decide the outcome. So I'm going to say that, in my opinion, I think the French will win this comfortably.
So speaking about another team that has lots of stars and skilled players, we're Portugal, Bosnia and Herzegovina. So they are only taking a slight 1 advantage. How do you think that's going to work out?
This is the big one. I think of all the playoffs, I think this one has got a lot more than anything riding on it. It was not easy for Portugal, despite the fact they were at home against Bosnia. Yes, the Bosnians need 1 goal to get back in the game. They could have gotten that goal towards the end of the match. And if you have the likes of Edin Dzeko, you are always going to have an advantage going forward. Having said that, I think Muratovic and Rahimic missing from central defense and central midfield could be a key factor. But I will not be surprised if this game goes into extra time. I think Bosnia can get the 1 goal they need. It could go into extra time and possibly to penalties.
All right, cool. So another game that's really finely balanced is Ukraine versus Greece. How do you think that's going to pan out?
No, that's interesting because obviously the Ukrainians believe that after the draw in Athens, that at home now in Kiev they are the favourites. But I would like to remind them, let's go back to 2004 when Greece defended their way to becoming European champions. So they know a thing or two about defending. And they will go to the Ukraine and they will defend in numbers. I mean, they are the masters of that game. Otto Rehhagel, made defensive football, reintroduced defensive football to the world in 2004. And I think that's exactly what they'll do. Now, this is another one, touch and go. It could still, another game that could go into extra time or even penalties.
Yeah, but Greece do need a goal, right, since they're at home.
Oh yeah, I mean away in the Ukraine,
game.
1 goal gives them a 2-goal advantage away from home. But I don't think, having watched the first leg, I mean what was really glaring was a lack of quality in midfield areas. Lack of intelligent midfielders who can unlock a game. So that for me was a big problem. I don't see that changing in the second leg.
Well, a quick word on another game, Russia, Slovenia. How do you think that's going to work out for the next round?
I think Slovenia may feel that their 1 goal scored away from home gave them a big advantage. But Russia's counter-attacking style of play is more suited to playing away from home. So I really believe, I think Russia's going to go through really easily. And they have more of an attacking threat because of Pavlyuchenko, Andrei Ashevin, as well as Bilya Letdinov. So, and I got that right. I should have just said,
that's impressive.
Perfectly
I
right.
should have just said Billy.
That is a tongue twister for anybody, anywhere in the world. But Debs hits it on the nail.
Great job. All right, so we're going to take our first break now on this show, and we'll be back real soon with more on the Masters Football Cup. See you soon.
That was good. Right. That flew by.
Bilya Letdinov. So welcome back to Football Every Day. And this Sunday, we're going to have something really special coming up in Malaysia, in Bukit Jalil. And I wonder if you guys have heard of it before. It's the Masters Football. It's back for its second year. And the first year was won by Liverpool. And basically, it's all the former players coming together to play a football match, an exhibition match. And I think Shebby knows a thing or two about life after retirement from football, right?
I mean, it's actually a fun thing, but it's great, when you get a chance to see former stars performing, and if they are performing, in Malaysia, most of the time during their entire playing careers, you only watch them on television. Now you have a chance to get up close. It is a very exciting concept. I play in the Bangkok Masters every year, but this EPL Masters, it's a very, very big thing in England. During the off season, this is the tournament that people go to watch. And yes, we will have big names. I've been told that John Barnes is going to be here. Obviously, he's going to be a big draw, and I can tell you, I played with him in Bangkok last year. He can still play despite the fact that he's about 16 stone now. I mean, it's a fun thing, first and foremost, and it'll be good to see supporters of the various clubs like Liverpool, Manchester United. I don't know if Sheffield United have any supporters here, but it'll be nice to come along and see what the players have. They might not have the pace anymore, but I can tell you the skills and the vision and the intelligence will still be there to see.
Yeah, and the passion as well, right? Here the games get quite competitive.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Well, speaking about former stars, I actually had the chance to catch up with one of my footballing heroes, and it was actually Andy Cole, and I had an interview with him, and here's what he had to say.
The level it's played at, the intensity. I think when you retire from football, you always want to play at an intense level. And I've watched Masters, and it's very intense. There's tempers get frayed, and people still want to win football matches. And regardless what level you play at, that's the way it is. And that's why I enjoy it. People still want to win.
Right. And Bukit Jalil this Sunday.
Hopefully we win it. Hopefully we win it. I mean, I think, like I just said, it's a case of us coming here to enjoy it, and the Malaysian fans enjoying it. Because we're retired footballers now, so it's not as if you're going to be, watching Premiership stars of nowadays.
Right.
So it's a case of people coming to enjoy the tournament. We enjoy the tournament, and we have a lot of fun. Try to score as many goals as possible and enjoy it as much as possible. No. I think the game's played differently now. And I think if someone could have a partnership like me and Dwight had a few years back, people would pay a hell of a lot of money for that, to get goals and have a sustained partnership whereby it works, and you're guaranteed to get yourself a certain amount of goals season in, season out. There would be a hell of a lot of money paid for that. So it's difficult to have partnerships like that nowadays. Like I said, I think the game's played in a different way now. So yeah.
His chances under Fabric Capello and next year's World Cup.
Yeah, England will be up there. They'll be up there. It looks like every other team will be up there. Any other top team to try and win the World Cup. The World Cup's a different tournament to win because everyone wants to win it, and all the best teams want to win it, and all the best teams want to step up their game to try and win the tournament. So it's not going to be easy for any team to win the World Cup. And I think you're going to need a little bit of luck in it as well.
The story as a partnership.
I think me and Vanisha were the same players. He was a goal scorer and I was a goal scorer. So you're going to have two goal scorers in the same team. It's like my mum used to say to me when I was younger, two balls in one pen, don't work. So and that's what happens, that's football.
What do you think of the current United squad?
It's very, very good. It's very good. I think they've proved that, over the past 2 years. They've got to 2 European Cup finals, won one, lost the other one. Won the Premiership. And I think when you play for Manchester United, that's what you need to do. You need to win football matches and win championships and get to European Cup finals, and they're doing that.
And that was our interview with Andy Cole, or as Debs was just telling me, Andrew Cole. Sorry about that, Andrew, wherever you are, if you're watching. I'm really sorry. But anyway, we're going to take another break and we'll be back real soon with the last segment of this edition of Football Every Day. We'll see you soon.
Yes.
Yep.
Thanks, Debs.
Andrew Cole.
Welcome back to the final segment of Football Every Day. And right now we're going to look at the upcoming fixtures this weekend, the Premier League fixtures. So we'll start off with Liverpool versus Man City. This should be a big game.
Yeah.
Both managers need to win desperately. So how do you think this is going to happen? This is going to work out?
Well, I think for Man City, this will be a great opportunity for them to cement their credentials as one of the top 4 big teams. Their form has not been great, but although they have had 5 draws in the past 5 games, so there is some pressure on them for them to win this one. So for this game, I think it's a bigger test or opportunity for them as compared to Liverpool.
So what do you think? You think City can nick a point? Because I kind of have this sneaky feeling City might be able to take advantage.
First of all, I want to know where Debs gets all these stats from. It's 5 draws, perfect.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, we all know Liverpool have problems. They have injury problems. You know, Rafa's not popular at the moment. There's rumor that either Chelsea or Manchester United could come in for Torres in January. I mean, there's no smoke without fire, as they say. And now that Rafa's come out and said, if Torres goes, I will go too. So there is obviously something that's not right at the club. But having said that, Rafa will be ultra defensive. He cannot afford another loss. I mean, another loss, and especially at home, will mean that the Anfield fans will be baying for his blood. And I think that's what he'll do. He'll be ultra defensive. I think he'll go out there and look for a draw that I think they're capable of getting.
But with Gerrard coming back into the side, I'm sure they think that they could get something from the game, right?
They will be looking at Gerrard, but I think Mark Hughes will be deploying Nigel de Jong, in that man-to-man marking role, or he'll be telling Nigel de Jong that stick close to Gerrard, make sure Gerrard doesn't receive the ball, and in de Jong they have the kind of player that can do that. So it's elsewhere in the team that you don't really find imagination. Now that Yossi Benayoun's injured as well, they look pretty much of an average team.
All right. So another game that's going to be very interesting would be Sunderland at home to Arsenal. So
I think that's interesting. In that with Sunderland you never know what to expect. I think they are really missing Lee Catamol in midfield. I would have just imagined him snapping at Fabregas's heels in this game, but he's missing. And since then they've got this big void. They look good going forward, but defensively they're not the strongest. And for Arsenal away from home, Robin van Persie is going to be a miss no matter what. But they've got Eduardo who will step in there. I mean, there's so much fluent football coming from the Gunners that I don't see any reason why they can't win this.
Yeah, but Sunderland gave Tottenham quite a run for their money the last time round, right?
They did. I mean, we got off really lucky in that game, and can they repeat that performance will be, I think, the big question here, because teams have never been consistent in the English Premier League, especially apart from the big 4. And with Sunderland, like I said, you don't know. They can blow hot and cold.
Yeah. So the next game we want to talk about should be of great interest to Debs, right? Manchester United versus Everton. I know you're a United fan, so what do you think is going to happen?
Well, that one, I think you should answer that.
Okay.
I want to know what he thinks.
I was biting my tongue there because I said it's supposed to be hot or cold, right? Not hot and cold. Anyway, difficult game, not easy. I think Man United have got problems in midfield. I don't think so.
Does Sir Alex Ferguson know his first choice midfield?
That is the question. I mean, he's never played the same midfield 4 in any game this season. And every time he has made mistakes in that area. I thought the midfield that he set out against Chelsea was a very, very strong midfield. But they somehow lack that creative spark. So. Exactly. I mean, Debs is right. That is the big question. If he gets his midfield right, there's no reason why they can't beat Everton. And Everton, again, a very, very inconsistent team. But I will go with not upsetting you guys. Man United home win.
Oh, really? Okay. So it's time for us to go to our email of the week. And today we have Jeffrey, a Liverpool fan, who sent us this email. He basically feels that Ireland did not have the quality, to beat France in the second leg of their World Cup qualifiers, because they have players like we mentioned just now, Henry, Benzema, Anelka, Gourcuff. So it could be just a bit too much. So what do you think?
I think, Debs already mentioned the fact that the Irish rely a lot on passion. They rely a lot on hard work, a lot on organisation. And Trapattoni has brought some resilience to the team, which is great. But now you have to come out away from home and try to get a goal back to come back into the game. or or get a goal to qualify for the World Cup. When I think when the Irish open up and they come out to play attacking football, it is those highly talented individuals, that could exploit them, that could exploit the space that they'll be given. So it is difficult. I mean, if they make it, it'll be a bit of a miracle.
Right.
Oh, Irish are known for their miracles, so
Oops, yeah, right. Luck of the Irish,
Should have
right?
said that.
luck of the Irish.
Yeah, but if I press you for a prediction, what would you think will happen?
Oh, I mean, if Ireland were to win, it'd probably be slight, a 1-0.
I think 1-0
say.
that will
Good
take the
result.
game into extra time because
Yeah, extra
away
time.
goals
Oh, away,
they'll be the same on aggregate.
Yeah.
But I just feel the French are going to score. I'm sorry, Debs. Don't
Yeah.
upset your mom, but
Yeah, I think the luck is starting to wear thin.
Yeah, probably. All right, and now we're just going to go into our football fun fact for this week. And since we had Andy Cole on the show, we're going to talk about Andy Cole again. So did you guys know that Andrew, sorry again, he recorded a rap single called Outstanding in 1999. Of course, it was not quite as successful as his football career, unfortunately. Other players who have done the same, John Barnes had a rap single back then as well. And Paul Gascoigne actually had a UK #2 hit single.
Wow.
Oh, could you believe it? But anyway, it's enough for that. Enough of football for now. And that was it for this week's edition of Football Every Day. We hope to see you next week. And that's it from us. See ya.
Bye.
that's all right.
All right.
They should stick
Oh,
to the
yeah.
football.